Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Naija News series. Kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up and leave your comments. Cash limit wahala. Customers protest as bank begin enforcement. Over 20 deposit money banks on Monday began the implementation of the Central Bank of Nigeria's new cash withdrawal limit policy across the country, with bank customers expressing anger over the new rule. The governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele, had on December 21st, 2022, bowed to pressure and revised the bank's earlier cash withdrawal limits. The CBN reviewed upward the maximum weekly limit for cash withdrawal across all channels by individuals and corporate organizations to 500,000 naira and 5 million naira respectively. The CBN attributed the development to the feedback it got from stakeholders. For transactions above the withdrawal limits, financial institutions are required to get details of the customers and upload the same on the CBN portal created for the purpose. In the earlier circular it issued on December 6, 2022, the CBN had said that with effect from January 9, 2023, the maximum over-the-counter cash withdrawal limit by individuals and corporate organizations per week would be 100,000 naira and 500,000 naira respectively, adding that withdrawals above these limits would attract processing fees of 5% and 10% respectively. It further stated that the maximum cash withdrawal per week via automated teller machines from January 9th would be 100,000 subject to a maximum of 20,000 cash withdrawal per day. The Apex Bank also directed banks to load only 200 and lower denominations into their ATMs. Following the previous directives, many stakeholders kicked against it. The Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents of Nigeria said that point-of-sale operators would protest as the policy was targeted at killing their source of livelihood. However, the reviewed cash limits, which took effect on Monday, faced severe opposition from bank customers who accused the central bank of not being sensitive to the plight of cash-based businesses. A bank customer who spoke to our correspondent in Mowe, Ogun State, said, "I personally think putting a limit on how people should spend money they worked for is crazy. 500,000 naira weekly withdrawal limit may be too much for some people, while it is too small for others. This affects some businesses that need much cash." He added, "Putting a limit on cash expenditures won't reform Nigeria in any way, because the people who spend lavishly will still have access to whatever amount of money they need. So at the end of the day, it is the common man that will suffer the most." Another bank customer who spoke in Ogba, Lagos, said, "I am an entrepreneur with 3 companies. I use First Bank, FCMB, Zenith Bank, and Sterling Bank. I will use this opportunity to applaud the services I receive from First Bank, Sterling Bank, and other banks. I am not really bothered because I hardly transact with cash. I do bank transfer most times. But I can understand how this new policy will affect other organizations and people who still don't trust the available internet banking options in our rural and urban communities and need to move funds above the amount permitted via internet banking. I have been a victim myself a few times, so I don't blame them. And let's face it, cash is still king. I feel they should review it." Another bank customer who spoke to us in Gaki, Abuja, said, "I don't have much to say. This will surely limit individuals and businesses from their day-to-day activities. This really doesn't show that we are moving any forward. People make their money for themselves, and regulating how to spend our hard-earned money is a complete turn-off." Imagine me having a transaction above the stipulated limits, so I will have to spend up to a month to complete a particular transaction. How long will it take me to do 5 to 10 transactions as an individual, let alone as a business owner? Several other customers across the country challenged the CBN latest policy again. A customer in Abeokuta said, "This is arrant nonsense and unacceptable. What's the essence of this policy to the economy? They just want us to suffer while the rich ones don't have any issues." Another customer, an SME operator, while reacting said, "How do the banks expect businesses to operate? SMEs will suffer. I am in pain." Meanwhile, banks located at Garki Area 2 observed the CBN withdrawal policy via their ATM stands. Findings by our correspondents show that Zenith Bank, Keystone Bank, Ecobank, and Access Bank enforced the policy. One of our correspondents, however, observed that customers using their debit cards at the same bank's ATM were able to withdraw higher amounts. When our correspondent visited Access Bank, customers were seen making deposits of the old Naira note, while the new notes were dispensed sparingly via the ATM. At Ecobank, an official who spoke on the condition of anonymity said, "You can only withdraw 100,000 Naira per day over the counter in line with the CBN policy. If you want more, you would have to go through the necessary process. However, I advise that you use other methods to transfer if you need more money. The main purpose is to ensure that a proper audit can be done and nobody takes money out of the country." Reacting, the National Publicity Secretary of the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, Olusegun Elegbede, said the implementation of the policy was being observed, adding that the effect would be seen by the end of the week. He said, "Well, it is still early to draw any form of conclusion around it. We may likely not be able to appreciate the effect until later this week." Furthermore, findings show that several points of sales operators were not aware of the new policies. Reacting, the President's National Union of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institution Employees, Agbakpa Anthony, said, "We cannot really comment on that for now, as the normal transactions is still ongoing." Customers' reaction just shows the disconnect between government and the people. Government policies are supposed to have a direct impact on the people, so orientation of the people should be a part of the process so that everyone can be carried along. I hope the new government will be electing this year, 2023. We have that mentality. Well guys, that's the news for now. Kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up and leave your comments. Until next time, bye.